All right, it is day 2 on this big story that is developing now. Republicans are slamming the Obama administration for changing the rules to make it easier for unions to bring in more airline and railroad employees. Now, this is an important issue. You heard all of this here first on Tuesday. Now, basically, here's what happens. A union can win a vote to organize a company's workforce without ever getting a majority of the employees to vote on it. So now, if you want to vote no, if the union comes in and says, do you want to be part of this, and you want to vote no, you have to actually be there and do that in person. In the past, if you stayed home, that got counted as a no vote as well. So those who don't vote are now not counted in that final tally at all. One senator says he will not stand by and let this happen. He's already got 25 co-sponsors who agree with him on this, and he joins us now, Georgia Republican Johnny Isakson, who is on the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. Senator, welcome. Good to have you here.
Good to be with you.
We had a pretty heated debate about this here yesterday, and the Democratic side of this bench said, look, this is just a democratic process, and we can put up an AFL-CIO statement that goes to the same thing right now and take a look at that. They're saying this is just an important and essential step toward ensuring a more democratic process for airline and rail workers seeking representation in the workplace. What say you, sir?
Well, for 75 years, the rule has been that 50% plus one of all the employees affected had to vote. And now, by a simple vote of 2 members of the Mediation Board, they want to change a 75-year-old rule, which has been upheld twice by the Supreme Court, to say you only need 50% plus one of the number of employees voting. That's wrong. That's not the right way to do it. We're challenging and ask for a resolution of disapproval in the Senate.
So, you know, a lot of folks are saying that this is a gift, that there's been a huge amount of union donation to Democratic candidates, including the president, and that this is basically payback.
Well, you know, you've got a 75-year precedent, and then all of a sudden the unions are rising up saying this is the right thing to do. They've been challenged twice in the courts, all the way to the Supreme Court, and they've lost. It appears to me to be totally to try and do card check by running around the back door, and that's not right.
You know, I guess some folks sit at home and they listen to this back and forth and they say, what difference does it make to the economy? Because that's what folks on your side of the fence are arguing, that this is going to be difficult in already economic times. Why?
Well, first of all, it has worked for 75 years. Second of all, the Railway Labor Act is an important act because it governs those people in interstate commerce. The way those people are allowed to organize in unions, which I fully support under the current regimen that the board has, is fine, but to make it easier to come up and unionize. In other words, 5% of the employees could vote and unionize the entire company, employees just simply because the others stayed home. That's not right.
Is it going to end up costing people more at the airlines?
Well, not only that, but it raises the potential for disruption of transportation in the United States of America. We've got a 75-year-old precedent that works. This is just a political payback, in my view, to change the rule to make it more beneficial to organized labor.
How likely is it that you'll get this overturned?
Well, first of all, we will have the signatures necessary to discharge my resolution of disapproval to bring about a vote on the floor of the Senate. If it's a partisan vote, we'll lose. If it's a pragmatic, thoughtful vote, we'll win.
All right. Senator Isakson, thank you. We should also point out that we asked the White House for comment on this because there have been a lot of accusations leveled that this is a political maneuver. We have not gotten a response from them yet, but as soon as we do, we'll bring it to our viewers. Senator Isakson, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Very quick break, and then when we come back, brand